You come home from a long day's work only to find some strangers camped out in your living room claiming that it's theirs. Now that sounds like a nightmare, right? But what happens when the law actually protects these unwelcome guests? Well, that actually got me thinking. Have you ever stopped to consider what actually makes your home truly yours? Is it the key in your hand? Or is it the law that says that you can't kick someone out of your home if they've been camped out in your living room for 30 days?
Be trying to steal my house. Yes, you are.
How about that? A squatter standoff. A property owner confronts a group of people she says moved into her $1 million home in Queens, and our cameras were rolling as dozens of officers showed up.
What's going on, crew? Welcome back to the show. I am so glad you were able to make it back and spend some time with me today by pressing play. Now, today's story actually takes place in Queens, where the type of drama that's unfolding sounds more like a thriller than real life. We've got squatters, police at the doorstep, and a homeowner who's had just about enough. But the twist, the squatters are actually digging in their heels thanks to some goofy AF New York City laws. Now, I've got a clip that shows the entire ordeal, but before we get into the show, if this is your first time here, I'm just going to ask if you could be ever so kind as to drop a token in the tip cup by hitting that like and subscribe button, because your support fuels the journey. And as the crew knows, I am grateful for every supporter that I have. Now, let's go ahead and get into the show.
Well, this is a very big growing problem. I received dozens of tips from viewers about this in just the past week. I went to do what I thought was going to be a routine interview. Instead, we capture what police and property owners are dealing with on a daily basis.
I have video of you.
Who are these people?
Out the situation.
Yeah, but they're in my house, man.
Relax.
No.
To understand how this day ended,
We need the police right away.
with multiple 911 calls and arrests, we have to start at the beginning. Adele, the hardest question is, how do you say your name? We met Adele Andaloro outside the home her parents left her in Flushing, Queens. She's in the process of selling it.
No, he locked it.
But she's been locked out. She claims squatters moved in on February 6th and refused to leave. What's it like being here knowing you can't go inside of your own home?
It's enraging. It really is.
In New York, squatters have rights after 30 days.
By the time that someone does their investigation and they do their work and their job, we'll be well over the 30 days, and this man will have stolen my home. And now she's back.
Just after wrapping up our interview, a woman showed up. What are you doing in the house? Are you renting this house? Why are you here? She unlocked the front door, saw our cameras, and took off.
It's open. Let's go in the house. It's open.
Adele and her daughter, with the property deed in hand, went inside.
This is my furniture. These are my curtains.
She didn't just find her belongings inside.
There's a man sleeping right there. Get out of my house.
She found two men. How long have you lived here?
I moved in about 2 days ago.
They've called the police on me, and I've called the locksmith. I didn't come in illegally. The door was open.
Police started interviewing neighbors and looking for documents.
Do you have something that shows that you've been here for more than 30 days?
They took the man who told me he had been renting for 2 days out in handcuffs
They got one out.
and escorted the other guy off the property. Now you're afraid to come out.
I'm not coming out. This house is empty. This is my home. My locksmith is on the corner waiting to change my locks. And it's not fair. It's not fair that I, as the homeowner, should be having to go through this.
How you doing? Minutes later, a locksmith showed up, but police gave her a warning before they left.
I may end up in handcuffs today if this man shows up here and says that I have illegally evicted him. I said to them, let him take me to court the way I've been told to take him to court. But today, I'm not leaving my house.
Less than 10 minutes after police left and the locks were changed,
That's not going on.
the man who claims to be the one actually leasing the house shows up.
Call the police again.
With the other guy, police took off the property.
Do you see this? This guy just literally broke down my door, broke through myself and my daughter to get in here. This guy just forced himself into my house. Yes, he did. And so did you. You broke through the front door.
Officer.
The man called the police on her.
So why is it that I have to leave and he doesn't have to leave?
Because technically he can't be kicked out. We need to go to court.
They consider this a landlord-tenant issue. And by law, it has to be handled through the housing court, not with police. If you own this house, you would not want her inside.
I don't own it.
Exactly,
Yes.
she does.
Yes, but then once again, you should know how the law works.
I do know how it works.
There's rules to the as you got to go to court and send me to civil court.
He says he signed a lease in October, but wouldn't tell us with who.
I got proof longer than that.
Show us the proof.
But who are you for me to show? I showed it to cops.
Dan with Channel 7 News. If you don't want to show it, you don't want to show it.
Proof. Come here, brother. I like that.
I would like to see it. He didn't show me a lease. This is a bill.
This is-
A bill for work he says he had done to the house. He didn't show police a lease either.
The police department doesn't have the lease?
No.
He's got no documentation.
Just bills.
So Adele, you're getting arrested right now?
Being arrested
For what?
For being in,
for being in my own home.
And where's your lease?
She's fighting the house. It's not her house anymore.
My deed
That's
is
what was
current
told
and
to her.
legal.
Arrested for unlawful eviction. She changed the locks on a man who claims he lives there. So how does this all end then? When do you leave?
The way it ends is either she pays me my money that I put into the house, pay me the money, and I'll leave, or send me to court, and we deal with the judge in court. It's that simple.
All right, crew, we just got finished taking a look at that. And here's my take on this entire thing, right? This is nonsense, right? I mean, this poor woman, Adele, Adalero, you guys let me know in the comments if I'm saying her name correctly or not. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is you're this woman, right? You're minding your own business, and all you're trying to do is tend to this home that your folks left you after they passed away. When suddenly you've got squatters hanging out in your living room, like they booked an Airbnb without your consent. I mean, the audacity, right? I mean, the nerve, honestly. I mean, it's like they saw a welcome mat and thought it meant make yourself right at home. Now, that's some crazy shit, right? I swear I'm not alone when I say I learn something new every single day at YouTube University. And today, it's Legal Mumbo Jumbo 101. Apparently, in New York, squatters can get rights faster than you can say possession is 9/10 of the law. It's like a game show where the prize is your property rights and the contestants are squatters who've actually mastered the art of squatting. So when I looked up this law, I was like, damn. So you're telling me you can crash on someone's couch for 30 days and suddenly it's your new vacation home? Man, I need to check out some of these squatter-friendly resorts because Bidenomics got it real out here. And you know it's getting real when the police actually show up with eviction notices and fat kid snacks. It's like a sitcom, but with handcuffs and legal fees. Now, I want to share something personal with you for a second. I mean, this whole YouTube experience or, dealing with a channel, this is like therapy for me. So I joke around a lot to kind of ease my own frustrations and help myself make it through the day. And I'm not special by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not sharing that with you for a pity party or anything like that. I feel like everybody's going through some type of frustration and we're all doing the absolute best that we can to make it through the day. So I'm not alone in that. But I guess the overall point I'm trying to make is Adele's frustration is no joke. I mean, getting arrested for changing the locks on your own front door, to me, that's some straight up bullshit. I mean, I would imagine that dealing with squatters is a lot like trying to play chess with a pigeon. No matter how strategic you are, they scatter to pieces and strut around triumphantly and leave you cleaning up the mess. But hold on to your seats, crew, because the bullshit ain't even over yet. Did you see how the leaseholder turned circus performer suddenly showed up and demanded a paycheck to vacate the premises? I mean, can you imagine watching a Marvel movie where the superhero shows up, but the villain doesn't want world domination or cosmic power? They simply want some cash for a smooth exit strategy. Anyway, crew, I actually want to hear from you. What's your take on this whole property predicament, and how would you actually handle squatters in your space? Crew, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more like it, make sure you smash that like button and please consider subscribing to the channel. I humbly thank you in advance for checking out my other content. So until the next one, I'll catch you in the comments. I'm gone.